Hey everyone, my name's Bill, and I metal detect in places you shouldn't because it's fun and there's cool things. So right now I'm going to a place called Beverly Commons in Beverly, Massachusetts, and this was an old thoroughfare for traders and colonial pre-American people, settlers, pilgrims. There was a few stories of people, hiding in these woods during the witch trials, and I don't know, I think there may be some cool stuff in the ground. Maybe just a bunch of old beer can tops, but only one way to find out. So right now I'm just trying to figure out how to get everything in without people getting a little suspicious. A metal detector is not the subtlest thing, so I'm gonna think about how that's gonna work. I'll get back to you. All right, so here's the thing. I don't think metal detecting is technically illegal, because if you think about it, all you're doing is figuring out where metal stuff is and then picking it up, and if you take it home, you take it home. And isn't that just getting rid of trash? So at the end of the day, as long as you plug up the holes that you dig so nobody sprains an ankle or anything like that, I think that you could make the argument that there's nothing wrong with it. You're just, cleaning up the ground a little bit, You don't want metals leaching into the soil of these places, and I don't know if that's gonna hold up, but in my head it does. So anyway, we're a couple minutes out now. Hopefully it's not too busy. All of these cars are going to be in here recreating. Looks like a biker. Looks like another biker. Don't really have to worry about them. So I'm going to put this down and see if I can sneak in. Okay, so we are walking in on the main trail now. There's a couple people here and there. And, the good thing about living in New England is there's so much history here. There's so many old recreational areas and woods that everyone has hung out in for hundreds of years, since revolutionary colonial times. So there's a potential to find a lot of cool stuff pretty much everywhere. Just off the sides of trails like this, in Lynn, in Salem, I've found silver coins from the 1800s, old class rings. So you can do as much research as you want. At the end of the day, I think 95% of it just comes down to luck and persistence. Like, how many beer can tops can you find before you get too pissed off and leave? So anyway, I'm gonna go in a little bit further, find a good side trail, then I'll show you guys what I brought with me. The forbidden lettuce. Turkey tail. All right, so we're off trail. Really cool big boulders here. There's a little marshy area down there. I think that this ground might be worth exploring. It's fertile looking. If I was hanging out here a couple hundred years ago, I could definitely see it being a good spot. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what's inside the bag. Again, looks a little sketchy, but I don't think it caught anyone's attention. So consider it a success. All right, so we have a spade. When we find something cool, we're gonna dig it up. We have a pinpointer, so when we have a little piece of soil that we're interested in, it'll find the metal. It's gonna be 94 today here, so also got a couple liters of water and a couple extra batteries, just in case things go wrong. All right, I'm gonna put this together and then I will report back. And we are just sweeping away. All right. So there's a cool looking area there. There's a very old, beautiful beech tree, some rocks. So go check that out. All right, we have our first find of the day. Looks like an old nail. All right, so another nail. Somebody was nailing something around here. So I've got another iron hit. That's kind of cool. Looks like may have been a handle for an old farming instrument of some sort. Neat. All right, so it's getting towards mid-afternoon. I'm in this little flat wooded area, completely bushwhacking, and I'm coming across some pretty cool stuff, some weird stuff. There's a lot of glass around here, old plates. So I'm gonna gather some of this up and show you guys what we got going on. So I'm not really sure what that is. Looks like a big iron bucket that's turned upside down. I got a weird old tire right here. And found some pretty cool glass bottles. I don't really know when they're from, but we got this. Looks like it's got a metal top. Still some fluid in there. And we got this one. Also looks pretty old. And then that plate, which is interesting. So I'm gonna poke around a little bit more, see what I can find. Okay, so I poked around for about 2 more seconds, and I think there's a car. Yeah, there's definitely a car in here. Again, I'm completely off the path. So this is quite interesting. I am going to get a little closer and see what we can find out. Okay. Yeah, that's a car. And that's a car. And that might be a car. And I wonder if anyone has stumbled across these. I'd be inclined to say no. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna take a look. You can see it's still got some of the fabric on the seats. Still has a steering wheel. Off we go. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure what this is. Let's see. Kind of cool. This is heavy iron, obviously. Old bottle top. Back of an old shotgun shell. The dreaded tin foil. Another nail. Lots of nails around here. All right, what do we think? Another nail? All right, this is it. This is heavy. Wouldn't be surprised if it's lead slag. More nails. The thing is going off every 2 seconds here. There's just tons of old rebar, nails, wire. So, found some cool stuff in here, but you know, nothing overly exciting. So I'm actually on my way out right now, but I stumbled across this little foundation here. And that looks interesting. Very interesting. So I'm gonna give this a look, and then I'm gonna head back to the car and figure out where to go next. There's so much glass and so many beer cans here, it's almost impossible, but I did find this. Looks like a coat button. Okay, we've arrived at our next destination. I am at Dogtown Commons in Gloucester. And for those who don't know, Dogtown has a really cool story that I don't really know the details of too well, but it was, as far as I know, a village off the beaten path in the woods. And in the 17th and 18th century, you know, social outcasts lived here instead of in the cities. I don't know if it was for religious differences or, you know, if they were just weirdos, but, you know, legends grew of the inhabitants being witches, and in the 18th century, or sorry, 1800s, it kind of slowly dissolved, and all of the streets and roads and homes just eroded, and it became overrun with packs of dogs, hence the name. I think that's how the story goes. I'm not sure. And now there's a bunch of trails through here, and there's a bunch of rocks that were carved by some dude in the early 19th century, I believe, and he put some inspirational quotes in, like weird Christian things. And there's a lot of cool glacial erratic boulders in here, so I see a lot of rock climbers in here too. So right now there's only 3 cars here, which is promising. So I've never metal detected here. I've walked through here and climbed here, but this will be new. I know there's a lot of party sites in here, so I'm going to try to actively avoid those, just not to waste my time. And yeah, we'll see what happens. It's 3 p.m., so have a few hours left. All right, we found our first coin of the day. It is a Lincoln penny. From the 80s. Have another. This one is 2017, so a little bit newer than I'd like. Looking for those pre-1964s. Oh, okay. Well, I just came up from behind that, so we'll go this way. I like that sound. This thing is very heavy. Probably lead. A little bullet. Another bullet. All right, so just about 4 p.m. and we are reaching peak heat. It is hot outside. So I'm gonna go to the old Dogtown Square, where if there is going to be bounty, one would think it would be in that area, and hope that there aren't too many people around and that everyone's either at the beach or enjoying the AC. You can see the old bricks, some iron, a nail, of course. Feels like aluminum to me. Here's another nondescript piece of metal. So yeah, it's coming up on 5. Battery's about to die. I am hungry. I'm gonna give it a little bit more, but found a total of 3 pennies today. And hey, you know, some days are just like this. It's getting out here, that's fun. All right, first good find. This is a buffalo nickel. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. That's friggin' awesome. Check it out. Not in the best shape, but that is definitely a buffalo nickel. And where there's one, there may be more. This is super cool. First good find. More bullets, more shells. I'm glad we found that nickel though. I may explore this spot a little bit more, but I gotta get going. But I'll definitely tag it and come back. All right, it's 5:30. We found that sweet buffalo nickel. I can't tell the date on it just because it's a little bit too crammed with crud and dirt right now, but they were minted from 1913 to 1938, so one of those. And yeah, no, I'm gonna clean it up when I get home, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. But for now, I'm out of water, and I'm tired, so I'm starting the long trek back. Time for a beer too. Hey everyone, so yeah, it's the next day, and saw this video online on how to properly clean these things, and this is sitting in a bath of vinegar and hydrogen peroxide, and it has been for about 12 hours, and you can see all of that gunk's come off. So I'm gonna flip the coin now, and we'll do the other side, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so yeah, this coin has now spent a total of about 20 hours in that acid bath I had it in, and you can tell the coin is a bit more corroded. It feels almost like pumice or sandpaper, but it certainly looks better than it did when I took it out of the ground. And I'm not selling this, I'm hanging on to it, so I'd rather have it, you know, be more legible and detailed, you know, than covered in rust. So either way, look at this thing. That just looks really cool. You can see it's dated 1936. So now we know exactly when it's from, and yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good find. So yeah, thanks for watching all the way through, guys, and yeah, we'll see you on the next adventure.